Look like we're about to get it started. And recording in progress. All right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Greetings, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's having a beautiful Sabbath day. Today is August 1st, which is 8/1/2026. 8/1/2026, which is August 1st, 2026. I like to say happy Earth Day to a few people. That's Earth Day. That was the day their solar return, their born day today. Got a cousin named Raymond Jones. Like to say happy Earth Day to my cousin Raymond Jones. Got another brother that's a performer. His name is, they call him King Malachi. King Malachi. Today is his Earth Day as well. There's a few more people. I can't think of all their days today, but at this point, those two I know right off. I can tell you. And anybody else Earth Day today? Happy Earth Day. Mine is next Friday. My Earth Day is next Friday, which is on the 7th. That'll be my Earth Day the day before the Shabbat. But other than that, happy Earth Day for everyone. This Earth Day is today. And Raymond, happy Earth Day, cuz, as well as King Malachi. Hot water, good cold water. As for Yah, nice, thank you. Today is the Shabbat, the Sabbath day. And I like to thank, I like to say greetings to my brother Cass and sister Beverly out of the UK. It's good to see them back on tonight, or today, shall I say. And this is Assembly of the Righteous. This is the Assembly of the Righteous, which is the Sabbath day is what the Creator made for us to have a holy convocation, which us that come to it with our families to sit down, go through the Word, and rest. Today is the day of rest. We're supposed to rest on today. So we're supposed to go through this Word, rest, be with the family, and build. And you build in the Word, in the communication of the Word, and that's how we're supposed to be doing, and studying and being a family on this day. So other than that, we're going to start off with the prayer, and then from there, we're going to go on with the commandments that Yah spoke through Moses, the 10 commandments, and then from there, we always share the reason why we have prophets, and then we go into the next chapter, which is today we're in 2 Kings chapter 10. 2 Kings chapter 10. But we always do a recap as well of what we did last week. So right now we start off with the prayer, and we'll go from there. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your armor of protection around us, that we may stay in your way, learn your way, and do your will, and that we will be protected for all things that are the hurts, harms, and dangers that may come our way. We ask you to forgive us of any sins and any mishaps that we have done in our life concerning your word, your law, and the things that we have done, knowing that we've done and not knowing. We ask you to forgive us, our ancestors, and our forefathers, that we may turn back to you, do your will, that we may bring the kingdom into fruition, that we all may turn back to your ways, your laws, and your commandments. Father, we ask you to help us understand and know the lessons and the blessings and the curses in Deuteronomy 28, which is from 1 to 14, which is the blessing that we will have for keeping your commandments and doing them. And 28:15, Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68 is the curses that's upon the people in this day and time, not realizing for disobeying your laws and your commandments. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. We ask you to lead the people this way, to allow them to see, know, and understand your word from your vessel that you have given. We bless you, praise you, and thank you in your holy word and spirit and all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Father. Now, we're going to start off in Exodus chapter 20, which is the 10 commandments that Yah spoke to the children of Israel. These are the 10 commandments which Yah spoke to the children of Israel in the wilderness when he told them to keep the laws, keep his commandments, statutes, covenant, and his word. And these actually, by doing this, you are actually obeying the Creator's word, laws, and statutes by obeying his voice. So, chapter 20 of Exodus 20, chapter 20, and these are the 10 commandments, starting at verse 1. And Yah spake all these words, saying, I am Yah thy father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. First commandment, thou shalt have no other deities before me. Second commandment, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them. For I, Yah thy father, am a jealous father, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon which are sins. Iniquity is ignorance and sin. Of the fathers, or I like to say the parents, upon the children who teach their children, unto the third, which is the Greek, and the fourth, which is the Roman generation, world power generations of them that hate me, and showing mercy, which is grace, unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Third commandment, thou shalt not take the name which is the law of Yah thy father in vain, for Yah will not hold him guiltless that continue to take his law, which is his name, in vain. Fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day to keep it hallowed, which is set aside. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah thy father. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Fifth commandment, honor thy father and thy mother, which are the elders of the community. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy father giveth thee. And the understanding to that is, if you listen to the elders that has been doing and has been going through things, they will teach you how to stay safe and have long life. Understanding is in the scriptures. Sixth commandment, thou shalt not murder. It says thou shalt not kill, but when you kill, you're killing for a cause. Murdering is you taking life without a cause. Seventh commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. I don't know where my mind was. Thou shalt not commit adultery. And as I always share, adultery, idolatry, and fornication is all of the same. If a woman belongs to a man, or women belongs to a man, those women has allowed that man to come into them, and they belong to that man. If they mess around with another man, they commit adultery, idolatry, and fornication. No different than the man do the same when he mess with another man, woman, or women. So that's the understanding to that. The eighth commandment, thou shalt not steal. Ninth commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, which prosecutors, attorneys, and lawyers do this all the time because they wasn't there to witness what happened at the scene. So they bear false witness. Excuse me. The 10th and last commandment that Yah spoke in the wilderness amongst the children of Israel is, thou shalt not covet, which is want, thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet, which is want, thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And this is the point where we come to understand, well, why we have prophets. The people's fear. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. Why? As I always share, when there's thunder and lightning going on outside, you'll be fearful too if you was out in the open field, if it was going like that. And you know how loud it's so loud, it feels like it's in your house. And it feels like it's shaking your foundation. So, and the people said unto Moses after they moved afar off, and they said, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Yah speak with us, lest we die. And this is a key verse for Deuteronomy chapter 18, which we're going to get to in a few moments. So just remember that verse. Then in verse 20, it states, And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for Yah is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye, which is you, sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near into the thick darkness where Yah was. All right. All right. Now we're going to go over here to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 18. Right here. Deuteronomy 18, starting at verse 15. And this is the conclusion of the reason why we have prophets today. It states in verse 15, Deuteronomy 18, verse 15 says, Yah thy father will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, from among your brethren, right, of thy brethren, like unto me, which is Moses. Unto him ye shall hearken. According to all that thou, verse 16, according to all that thou desirest of Yah in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, now this is what I told you to remember, let me not hear again the voice of Yah my father, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. That's how scared they was when he was talking and sharing information of the commandments. Verse 17 states, And Yah said unto me, They have well spoken that which they have spoken. I, the Creator said this, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, Moses, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him, or that I will command him. And it shall come to pass, this is prophecy, and it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which is the Creator's words, which he, which is the prophet, shall speak, and the key is in my name, in the Creator's name, I will require it of him. Verse 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which are lying, they're lying in his name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other deities, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which Yah has not spoken? When a prophet speaketh, continue to speak, in the name of Yah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yah has not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Don't be afraid of that guy or that woman, because they're speaking something that the Father never spoke. And the Father lives within and protects his ambassadors. All right. Now, we're in 2 Kings chapter 10, but we always do a recap of what we spoke on the week before. And right here in chapter 10, okay, we have the death of Jezebel, when how Jezebel died, and also Jehu became king. Jehu became king over Israel. And what it was is that Elisha told a young man to go in, told a young prophet to go in and anoint, well, actually it wasn't Elisha, the Creator told Elisha to anoint Jehu. We'll do the first verse of 9 real quick just to go over a point of view. Jehu anointed king over Israel, and Elisha the prophet called one of the children of the prophets and said unto him, Gird up thy loins and take this box of oil in thine hand and go to Ramoth Gilead. And when thou comest, thither, look out there, say, look out there, Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, and go in and make him arise up from among his brethren, and carry him to an inner chamber, and take the box of oil and pour it on his head, and say, thus saith Yah. You see that in speaking the Father's name? Thus saith Yah, I have anointed thee king over Israel. Then open the door and flee and tarry not. So when you read the story, as you read on through 9, you'll see that he said a little more than that. Between running out the door and anointing him, he told Jehu, gave Jehu some specific instructions. So Jehu was to go in, and I'm going to try to read it for yourself. But that's what happened. Jehu was anointed king through Elisha. But something I wanted to share with everybody. If you notice, over here in 1 Kings 19, I just want to share this with you before we go on. And I'm going to show you how the Creator carries his word through the Spirit. How he carries his word through the Spirit, because the Creator told Elijah to anoint 3 people. He told Elijah to anoint 3 people. And this is right here. If you go to 1 Kings chapter 19, and you start at 15, but 15 and 16 is the key. So when Elijah ran from Jezebel after killing the 400 false prophets, and Jezebel said, by you doing this, you will be dead tomorrow by the same time. He fled and went to the mountain of Yah. And when he went to the mountain of the Creator, he went through some things, and the Creator told him to go anoint 3 people. And the 3 people are these right here. He said in verse 15, matter of fact, I'll read 15 to 18 before we get started in 10. And Yah said unto him, go return on the way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest, anoint Hazael or Hazael, to be king over Syria, and Jehu, the son of Nimshi, shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel, and Elisha, the son of Shaphat, thou shalt anoint to be prophet in thy room. So he anointed him to be prophet in Elijah's stead. And it shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay, and him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu shall Elijah slay. Now 18 state, yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which has not kissed him. Now a lot of people that what do you mean by kissed him, mean by when you praise to him, when you pray to that deity. And it's 7,000 in there. He didn't say 7,000 prophets. He said he is 7,000 that hasn't bowed the knee to Baal at that time. So there were righteous men there, just like today. I always try to refer the same thing then as today. It's a lot of righteous people today. It's a lot of people who didn't do certain things. But Elijah thought he was the only one left. He thought he was the only prophet left, and he thought he was the only one that's serving the Creator left. But the Creator told him, it's 7,000 that have not bowed the knee or haven't even kissed or even prayed to him. So this goes to show we don't know everything. This is an understanding, meaning that we don't know everything. Some things we may think, but we don't know it all. If you understand what I'm saying. So Jehu was anointed king in chapter 9, and also Jezebel was killed. Jezebel was killed. She was thrown from the window by those who was on Jehu's side, by Jehu being king. All right. And when he wanted them to go and collect her, the prophecy of Yah, which said the people of what's his name? What's Jezebel's husband name? Ahab. Ahab children and people, he said the ones that pissed against the wall and people of his family, the ones that would die in the field the birds going to eat. The ones that would die in the city, the dogs will eat, right? And I remember seeing a video on YouTube, these guys walking around these hyenas. So I think the dogs was hyenas, could be at that time, but just saying in general. So they couldn't find nothing but her head, her feet, and her hands. They couldn't find the body, and that was prophecy. So uh, we'll read on into chapter 10 like I usually do. Be 20 minutes in already. So we'll read into chapter 10. Let's see how long we got on 10. 10, we got 36 verses. So yeah, we'll read on into chapter 10 and we'll go from there. But we'll start with the death of Jezebel, starting at 30, verse 30, and we'll run right into chapter 10. The death of Jezebel. And when Jehu was come to Israel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face and tired her head and looked out at a window. Now, if you notice, this is what women does today or do today. They paint their face, which is what? Makeup, lipstick, and all that other stuff, instead of just being natural. But this was of the Zidonians. Zidonians were, they worshiped the god of fertility, which is the god of Esther, which is Easter that we have today, that the Romans has picked up and adopted and given to the world. Another point of view that a lot of people don't know. When you worship Easter, you're worshiping the Zidonians, god or goddess of Esther. All right? Painted her face and tied her head and looked out at a window. Verse 31. And as Jehu entered in at the gate, he said, had Zimri peace who slew his master? Had Zimri peace who slew his master? And he lifted up his face to the window and said, who is on my side? Who? And there looked out the window out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. I couldn't think of that word for none last week. Eunuchs. Looked out 2 or 3 eunuchs, and he said, throw her down. So they threw her down, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses. And he trod her underfoot. And when he was come in, he did eat and drink and said, go see now and let me come in. Hold on, I can barely see this. Go and see now this cursed woman and bury her, for she is a king's daughter. And they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hands. Wherefore they came again and told him, and he said, this is the word of Yah, which he spake by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, Elijah the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Israel shall dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, this is Jezebel. So that's what happened at the end of chapter 9. We're going into 2 Kings chapter 10. Oh, not these glasses. That's not too bad. Jehu destroys the house of Ahab. There we go. Prophecy happening at this point in time. Jehu destroys, and this is what was told to him to do when you read from 9. I believe from 9. Wait, we just read chapter 9 anyway. You understand the prophecy and what was said. So it says, and Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria. And Ahab had 70. That means that he was having doing a lot of sex, boy. 70 sons. You think Jezebel had all those sons? Do you think Jezebel had 70 children? Think about it. Use your mind. You think Jezebel had 70 children? in Samaria. And Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria, and Jehu wrote letters. Jehu wrote letters and sent to Samaria unto the rulers of Jezreel, the rulers of Jezreel. This was the land. The rulers of Jezreel, and to the elders and to them that brought up Ahab's children, saying, see that? To the elders. The elders, as I was saying, is connected to that fifth commandment. Honor thy father and thy mother. And to them that brought up Ahab's children, saying, now as soon as the letter cometh to you, seeing your master's son are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, and fenced cities, and a fenced city also, and armor. Check this out, y'all. I remember this story. And armor. Look even out the best and meanest of your master's sons, and set him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. All right. But they were exceedingly afraid and said, behold, 2 kings stood not before him. How then shall we stand? That's what they said. And he that was over the house, and he that was over the city, the elders also, and the bringers up of the children, sent to Jehu. Okay, these are the ones that brought up the children. But let's go over this part one more time for understanding. Start at verse 1 again, real quick, just to read over it. And Ahab had 70 sons in Samaria. And Jehu wrote letters and sent to Samaria. Okay, he sent letters to Samaria. Unto the rulers of Israel, to the elders, and to them that brought up Ahab's children. Okay, these are who he wrote to, saying, now, this is Ahab saying, now as soon as the letters cometh to you, seeing your master's sons are with you, your master's sons, okay, these are the elders that he's talking to, are with you, and there are with you chariots and horses, and a fenced city also, and armor. So now he's sending this to them because sound like he had children outside the city. Look, even out the best and meanest of your master's sons, and set him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. So what he's saying is, bring him here to fight. That's what it sounds like to me. Look even to the best and the meanest of your master's sons, of Ahab's son, and come and fight for the house to be king over it. That's mainly because he was anointed king. But they were exceedingly afraid and said, behold, 2 kings stood not before him. Yeah, they were scared. Stood not before him. How then shall we stand? And he said, and he that was over the house, and he that was over the house, and he that was over the city, okay, the elders also. So it's two, one of them was over the household, one of them was over the city, you know, that take place, or should I say, that was in charge of certain areas, right? And the bringers up of the children sent to Jehu. Now these people sent back to Jehu, saying, we are thy servants, and will do all that thou shalt bid us. We will not make any king. Do thou that which is good in thine eyes. So this is what they sent back to him, because they were scared. They said, okay, you go ahead and be king. We don't even want to deal with you. Then he wrote a letter in the second time to them. Then he wrote a letter the second time to them. See, he got to carry out the Creator's word. Creator told him to kill all the Ahab's children. all Ahab's seed. You'll find that in chapter 9. Saying, if ye be mine, and if ye will hearken unto my voice, take ye the heads of the men, your master's sons, and come to me in Israel. Take the head. You see that? Take ye the heads of the men, your master's sons, I mean of the children of Ahab. Take the heads and come to me to Israel by tomorrow this time. Now the king's sons, being 70 persons. So he said this again about this time. Then you go to record the second time. Okay, bring the heads of your master's sons, of Ahab's son, by this time tomorrow. Now the king's sons, being 70 persons, were with the great men of the city, which brought them up, raised them up. They was with those people, the great men of the city. And it came to pass, when the letter came to them, that they took the king's sons and slew 70 persons. They slew all of them, and put their heads in baskets, and sent him to Israel. And Mike said them, and sent them to Israel. And there came a messenger and told him, saying, they have brought the heads of the kings. They have brought the heads of the king's sons. And he said, lay ye them in 2 heaps at the entering in the gate until the morning. And he said, lay them in 2 heaps, 2 heaps at the entering in of the gate until the morning. And it came to pass in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, ye be righteous. Behold, I conspire against my master, and slew him. But who slew all these? Woo! See, he wrote a letter. Look at how he doing. Look at what he doing. Look at how he doing what he doing. And it came to pass in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, ye be righteous. Behold, I conspired against my master and slew him. But who slew all these? Know now that there shall fall unto the earth nothing of the sword of Yah, which Yah spake concerning the house of Ahab, for Yah has done that which he spake by his servant Elijah. And that's what he's doing. He's confirming the word of Yah. Hold on. Know now that there shall fall unto the earth, nothing of the word of Yah. I mean, nothing ain't gonna fall to earth but the Creator's word. And the people got to understand that. This is what people fail to understand. And the way it's said, it sounds like they saying it against it, but really, when you understand what's being said, he's letting it be known, nothing shall fall to the earth but the word of Yah. Everything the Father said is going to happen. 10 again. Know now that there shall fall unto the earth nothing of the word of Yah, which Yah spake concerning the house of Ahab. For Yah has done that which he spake by his servant Elijah. Right? He was letting it be known. So Jehu slew all the remained of the house of Ahab in Israel, and all his great men and his kinfolk and his priests, until he left him none remaining. Falsely. That was prophecy, and that was carried out. And he arose and departed and came to Samaria, and as he was at the shearing house in the way, Jehu met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah. Actually, Ahaziah was supposed to be in his, I think was his nephew. Ahaziah was Jehu's nephew, because I think Jehu and Jehoshaphat was brothers, I believe. It was either Jehu and Jehoshaphat or Josiah. It was another one, because you had two Josiahs, and they had to break one down to Joram, because the one in Judah was Josiah, and Ahab's son was, or Ahab's son's son. No, it was Ahab's son named Josiah as well, because the brother didn't have no children, so the second one in charge had to become king, and that was Josiah, but they named him Joram because he was second behind the king's son. So when he died, the other son became king. So we had two I'm just gonna say Josiah, I believe. I don't remember all the names right off. But I do remember the conflict that I was getting. I had to put everything together when we were going through it. So Jehu met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah. The brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, "Who are ye?" And they answered. Jehu met with the brethren of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, "Who are ye?" And they answered, "We are the brethren of Ahaziah, and we go down to salute the children of the king and the children of the queen." So they didn't know what happened. So what ended up happening was this. Ahaziah, he married either Jezebel's daughter or Jezebel's sister, which was a Zonionite, and he started doing the ways of Ahab and Jezebel and them as well. So he did evil in the sight of Yah in Judah. So after Jehu killed, who was that? I think it was Joram, which is Jehoziah. Joram, I'm saying Joram for Israel, because his name was actually Jehoziah. So what he did was he killed first he killed the king of Israel. Then he turned around and killed Ahaziah, which we just read, with the person we just talked about, because he married, like I said, Jezebel's sister, or I can't remember it in intact right now, but I talked about it last week and the week before. But he married them, so he ended up getting killed as well. So now these brothers are coming. I guess they're going to greet the king and the queen now. Let's see what happens. Said, "We are the brethren of Ahaziah." "And we go down to salute the children of the king and the children of the queen." And he said, "Take them alive." This is Jehu saying this. And he said, take them alive. And they took them alive and slew them at the pit of the shearing house, even 42 men, 42 men. Neither left he any of them, neither left he any of them. So they went to go salute them. So they knew that they was evil. But he's going to salute the king and the queen. They had to know they was evil. And when he was departed, thence he lighted on Jehonadab. Verse 15. And when he was departed, thence he lighted upon Jehoiada, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him, and he saluted him and said to him, is thine heart right as my heart is with thy heart? What? 15 again. And when he was departed thence, he lighted upon Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him. And he saluted him and said to him, is thine heart right as my heart is with thy heart? And Jehonadab answered, it is. Okay. It is. If it be, give me thine hand, and give him his hand. And he took him up to him into the chariot. So he took his hand and he put him up into the chariot. And he said, come with me and see my zeal for Yah. So that what Yehu said. And when he was departed, he lighted upon Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him. And he saluted him and said to him, so Yehu said that, is thine heart right as mine heart is with thine heart? And Jehonadab answered, it is. If it be, give me thine hand, and he gave him his hand, and he took him up into the chariot. Okay, this is Yehu talking. All right. And he said, come with me and see my zeal for Yah. So they made him, my eyes. They made him ride in the chariot. And when he came to Samaria, he slew all the remain unto Ahab in Samaria till he had destroyed them, him, which is who? Which is Ahab, according to the saying of Yah, which he spake to Elijah. And he came, come and see my zeal. And they made him ride in his chariot. And when he came to Samaria, he slew all that remained unto Ahab. So I'm making sure I get this because I like having certain points to go back of Ahab in Samaria. Because he was in Israel first, remember? He did what he did in Israel. Uh-oh. Tell me somebody to stop for me. Sorry about that, y'all. They're like it's gonna be part 2 for Facebook. Well, Facebook, like this is part 2 for you because I was so big into the story, I didn't see when you had light it off for a moment. So sometime my phone do that. So this is part 2 for you, which we're gonna get into part 3 in a few moments. For you, that is. But other than that, this is it says, and when this is verse 17, 2 Kings 10, verse 17. And when he came to Samaria, he slew all that remained unto Ahab in Samaria. So what he did was he slew everybody when he was in Israel. When he was in Israel, he slew everyone there. Now, I guess on his way to Samaria, he ended up meeting the brethren of Ahaziah, and they was going to meet the queen and the king. So he took him alive, but he slew him. And they took him alive, and they slew him at the pit of the shearing house, even 240, which is 42 men. Neither left he any of them. And when he was departed thence, he lighted upon Jehonadab. So after he killing them, and he left them, and he started heading towards Samaria, he ran into Jehonadab. And he asked him, is my heart with you as yours? Is your heart with me as mine is with you? And he said, yes. Then he pulled him up in the chariot. They rode together going to Samaria. Then he said, come with me and see my zeal for Yah. So they made him ride in his chariot. In verse 17, the last verse for the moment. And when he came to Samaria, he slew all that remained unto Ahab in Samaria till he had destroyed him. Him is who? Him is Ahab, till he had destroyed him. See how that wording go? He ain't say them, he's destroyed him. Who is him? The house of Ahab, the children of Ahab. Can you notice how he said it? Ahab, again, verse 17. And when he came to Samaria, he slew all that remained unto Ahab in Samaria till he had destroyed him. He didn't say them. And this is what I mean by Israel being the anointed of the Creator. When you see a lot of times you're reading through the scriptures and they be talking about him, what words you be using? Him or mainly when it looks singular. When it looks like it's speaking singular, it's actually talking plural. So him is Ahab, according to the saying of Yah, which he spoke to Elijah. Right? And that is prophecy. Go ahead and put that here. All right. Now, let's see. Right now we're 40. Oh, shoot. Don't want this to dry out, y'all. Oh, it ain't one thing, it's another. What that thing called to? Let this dry out. There, go over there. Excuse me, y'all. Whew. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. And is that is when he went from Yisrael, which is a certain city, and now he made it to Samaria. So so we're 48 minutes in. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go to part 2. We're gonna go to part 2. We're gonna end this part right now. We're gonna go to part 2 in a few moments. This is the end of part 1, and this was the beginning of chapter 10. Jehu destroys the house of Ahab, which just happened. Woo! Now the next part is going to be a doozy. The next part is going to be a doozy, and this is what's happening today. I'm just going to give you a little small snippet. Then we're going to go into what's happening today. See, a lot of people, like I keep saying, a lot of people got to die off because they don't want to let go. They don't want to let go of this Jesus. They don't want to turn to the law. They don't want to turn to the Creator of life. They want to keep idolizing and worshiping this deity, or which is a man, Jesus, however you want to call it. They want to worship him and they don't realize what's coming. They do not understand what's coming. And we out of the 400 years. That's the difference. I just did last week and the week, well, I just did this past Monday, 400-year contract complete spiritually, and 400 this week, 400 contract complete spiritually. Last week, 400 contract complete. 400-year contract complete. And this week was 400-year contract complete spiritually. So when you look at those, you can actually see where we are. The contract was from 1619 to 2019, which was spoken of in Genesis 15, verse 12 through 14. That's the contract. That is what was spoken. That is what was going to happen to us as a people. The Father seen everything in the beginning, and it all come to pass. Now that contract is up. Then he said, I would judge that nation. The judgment started in 2020, which was the pestilence that went out through the earth that people call the coronavirus. Whether y'all think man did it or the creator did it, it all is of the creator. And he also said, when you read that 12 through 14 in Genesis 15, and he said, and afterwards, we're going to come out in great substance. That great substance is on its way. But a lot of people are getting fooled by the great substance. You know why? Part of what's happening right here, excuse me, and what you're about to read in part 2. Part of what you're about to read in part 2 right here, which is the idol worshipers. The ones who is worshiping money, running after money, filthy lucre, money, 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 money. I'm not saying we don't use it, but the people who running after it to try to get rich and all this and that, who just run, they ain't even trying to search the creator. They're running after money. Money is the God of today. That's one of them anyway. You got plenty of them. But that's one of the main gods besides your quote unquote Jesus, Yahshua, Emmanuel, Prophet Muhammad, the cross, stone in Mecca, plus many. All these things are idols. And the Father's about to get rid of them. So in part 2, you're going to understand that point of view. Other than that, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who live in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelation 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not. Because the horn is blown, without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. Excuse me. Excuse me, man. So we get ready to pause Zoom. My brother Cass and my sister Beverly, glad y'all can make it with us today. Haven't seen y'all in quite some time. Glad you make it back with us here, at least on today. And we'll be right back with part 2. So we're going to pause you for a moment because you are the full version, which is the longest version. So we're going to pause you. I thank you for being here. We'll be right back. And always, peace. Be right back. Recording stop. All right. And for Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. This is the end of part 1, which is called 2 Kings chapter 10. 2 Kings chapter 10, this is the end of part 1. Excuse me. And just wanted to share with you, if you'd like to get in contact with me, if you'd like to know, if you'd like to have the Zoom information for the Zoom to get in on all the classes I'm about to share with you, or all the platforms I'm about to share with you, please text me your name and your email at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Excuse me. Or you can email me your name, number, and email at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Text me your name, or email me your name, number, and your email, and I can send you the information, the invites to the Zoom. Once you get that, you will accept the invitation, go through and accept it to your calendar. That way you have the invitations, and you will also have the notifications when we're going on. And the days we go on, first we want to share with you the private Zoom is on, the private Zoom class we have is on Zoom only. It's on Zoom only, and that's it's on Zoom only, and that's every last Tuesday of the month at this moment in time. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you, sweetie. All right. Can you bring me some glass of water? Cold glass of water is all right. I done finished this one. Thank you, beautiful. All right. That's good. Thank you, baby. Sorry about that, y'all. But if you like to attend our introduction to solving class of knowledge, which is we have every last Tuesday of the month. We're doing it every Tuesday, but it was time beneficial for me. So right now I'm doing it every last Tuesday until we get people that's upgrading and doing the work, putting themselves together, doing the work. Once they start doing that, we're going to start moving up, and we'll start doing them other Tuesdays or more Tuesdays of the month. As people are doing the work and they're moving into the freedom class of knowledge, we will have more Tuesdays to be doing because we see people are serious. But until then, as people are coming and doing them, we're going to be taking our time. We'll be doing it every last Tuesday. But my number is always open for those who need help. My number is always open for those who need help with the information of what we're doing on the introduction to solving class of knowledge. All right. But other than that, the introduction to solving class of knowledge is at the moment, every last Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. So that's every last Tuesday of the month at this point in time. And also, we're here every Sabbath. Every Sabbath, and this is Assembly of the Righteous. Every Sabbath, this is Assembly of the Righteous. Every Sabbath day at 12 p.m. noon Eastern. There's 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. We're right here. And there's Assembly of the Righteous. And then we're here tomorrow night, after the sun go down on Sunday. We're here at 9 p.m. And that's introduction, and that's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. We get on, if you're coming on the Zoom and you want to share information, talk about anything, we're on Zoom, which is public, which is on Facebook, which is on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as well. Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And that's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. As I was saying, we talk about anything across the board. And we only go so deep into the solving information in the public. We don't tell our remedy in the public. That's for private only. Then we're here on Mondays, the night after Monday at 9 p.m. for Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And I come and share whatever the Creator puts on my mind to share with you that's needed. That's on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right. Now, and like I said, one more time, if you'd like to connect with me for either that information, for either my drinks, my alkaline water and alkaline sun teas, and or my Zoom classes, just text me that what you would like, or email me what you would like. You'd like to know more about the Zoom classes and or the alkaline water and alkaline teas. Like I said, you can text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym yym@gmail.com. Now, for the public platforms, you can always connect with me on YouTube. My YouTube is JuicePro33, and also my X, formerly known as Twitter. My X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as my YouTube, which you can like, subscribe, and share to, is under JuicePro33, which is spelled JuicePro33. Again, that's JuicePro33. All together is one word. Don't separate it. Together is one word, and you connect with me. We're also here on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. Again, that's MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. Now for my Instagram and one of my TikToks. My Instagram and one of my TikToks is under Lakeim_the Juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's my Instagram and one of my TikToks. My other TikTok and my other YouTube is under Michael the Juice Harris. That's my other TikTok and my other YouTube, which you can like and subscribe and share to, is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's I got an idea. I got business right here I'm about to take. I'm taking in front of y'all too. Again, take a few of these. I ain't took these in a minute. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. You want some? No. You want that? You sure? Y'all see these bitters here? I haven't sold these in a while. I actually sell these. Drop one. These are bitters. I usually take like pick that up. Take about, there we go. Take these right here. Just wanted to show y'all these bitters I'm about to take in a few moments. But other than that, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's my YouTube, Instagram, and I'm sorry, that's my YouTube and one of my TikToks. Last but not least, before I take these down, you can connect with me on Patreon and or rumble.com. Patreon.com and rumble.com. Both of them, patreon.com/LKHYYM. Again, that's patreon.com/LKHYYM. And you can get on me on my rumble.com/LKHYYM. Again, that's rumble.com/LKHYYM. I'd like to thank y'all for coming for the end of part 1. We'll be starting part 2 in a few moments. I thank y'all for y'all time, y'all patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. They bitter. I actually sell these $30 a vial. I can see that now. They bitters. And they do good work. I just haven't taken them in a while, so I decided, let me go ahead and take these. I haven't did them in a while. No, bitter crystals. There you go, right there. I think it was upside down a few minutes ago. There you go. Bitter crystals. Well, everyone, this is the end of part 1. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2 of 2 Kings chapter 10. All right? We'll be right back, and we got a doozy of a story coming about what's about to happen. If y'all never been through it, you're about to hear it. Like I say, this is going on today. So first, we're gonna say bye over here to well, we're gonna get you last, Facebook, because you you just went out. They're gonna get you last because you're going to part 3. But on Instagram, we'll be right back. I thank y'all for y'all time. Robert, I'm glad you made it. We'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2. Oh yeah, and Robert, I'm glad you're here. When you send your PDFs, make them as one, because when you do it separate like that, when I make your file, I can't go through your file like that. Everything that's in your each step has to be in one file. All right. And I don't know if you know how to do it now. I think you do. You just add them, put them together so it can be in one file. So you hit that one file, you can see all the different pages in the one file. That's how we need to do it. So just sharing that with you now. At this point, $2 for the poor. You ain't poor, bruh. I know you ain't poor. But other than that, we'll be right back, bruh. With part 2. Love you, man. Be right back. Peace. Be right back, bruh. Be all right back with us on part 2. All right. And for over here on YouTube, we'll be right back with part 2 of 2 Kings chapter 10. See you in a few moments. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Peace. And for you now, Facebook.